Hi everyone, we are together once again. This is Murray Stewart, I'm your host, and this is episode 679 of Blind Magic in Alice Springs. You know that I have always been positive, and you know that I always look for the silver lining on every dark cloud. But tonight, folks, I have sent a message to Mayor Matt Paterson, who of course is the Mayor of Alice Springs. I have indicated to him that as the former Deputy Mayor of Alice Springs, someone who loves this town, someone who has been totally committed to this town and given to this town for so many years, I wish him to resign. He must. Matt is young. Therefore, he's very inexperienced when it comes to the ways of the world. But he wanted the job. He really wanted the job. And he got the job. I think it was by one vote he got the job. But the truth is, he's not up to the job. You know, I could go on and on and on about what should have been, what could have been, what had to be. Way back when myself and the then alderman of the Alice Springs Town Council, Robin Lamley, both of us together, called on the Northern Territory government to institute a youth curfew. It didn't happen. It should have happened. And because it didn't happen, our town is in very, very deep crisis. You know, that was then, but now is now. Initially, when Matt became mayor, he did get on the front foot. He did. And he did ask for the Prime Minister to come to town, and he came to town. But the violence has continued. The trashing of businesses has continued. Now, residents after residents have been subject to unlawful break-ins, stolen cars, and violence as they go about their everyday business on the streets of Alice Springs. People are leaving our beautiful town. In fact, our town is no longer beautiful. It's ugly. It's boarded up. Businesses have closed. Our town is now an ugly duckling. It is. And it pains me to say so. So once the Prime Minister left, it would appear so did the heart of the leadership of this town, our mayor. It appears that he has checked out. Job done, he thought. I got Canberra here. Now it's up to them. I don't need to do anything more. No, Mr. Mayor. Anyone with any sense of morality, anyone with any sinew of intellect and understanding how leadership works would realise that's when you needed to push forward. That's when you needed to not just request, but demand that a curfew be implemented and that a lockdown be implemented in the same way that the lockdown was implemented under COVID-19 restrictions. Why was it okay then but not okay now? Matt Paterson should be putting the very, very hot oil on this impotent Labor government. Matt Paterson should be doing everything in his power to get whatever resources he needs to win back this town for the residents and for the businesses. Yes, the Defence Force, if necessary. It's just not good enough that we haven't heard from him. It's just not good enough that we haven't seen him. You know, when a storm is on, the main leader needs to be standing out front, protecting his flock. And that's how it works. And that's how you encourage people to stay here, because they know that their leader will take no nonsense, that their leader will stand out front, up front, and will fire whatever bullets are required to keep them safe. That gives people comfort. That gives people assurance. That gives people a sense of well-being and a want to stay here because they believe they may have a future. That has not happened. It has not happened. We've had a succession of weak mayors, and this is yet another. So who replaces Matt Paterson? Well, that question can only be answered if Matt Paterson stands down, and should he do so, he only need turn to his right or to his left, and he would understand there are far more capable people than he in terms of wisdom, in terms of experience, in terms of natural leadership skills, who could take this job on. Some may feel sorry for Matt Paterson. I understand that. But remember, he wanted the job. He wanted the job. He's getting paid well. And yet under his watch, our town has decayed. Our town has digressed. Our town has been smashed. Remember, this is under his watch. And remember, he wanted the job. He did. No one forced him to take on the role. Okay, I'm assuming that Matt took the role on because he loves his town. That's the assumption. Well, with that assumption in mind, he should call on someone who is strong, who is a natural leader, who has the skill sets to demand of governments, not just to come here, then leave, but to come here and deliver. He should demand. Enough is enough. No more procrastination. No more cerebral vacancy. No. It's now or never. It's now or never. I am a believer that beauty can come from ashes. But this town is burning. And now we are in ashes. And the only way for beauty to rise from these ashes is have someone with the strength that will stand out front and put out the flames. Put out the flames of despair. It must happen now, because if we don't, there will be no one left here with wisdom who would want to invest in what was once an amazing town. It's with great regret that I broadcast this episode this evening, but I too had to stand up and call it exactly as it is. Mayor Paterson must resign. And I also think that whomever takes on the role must call for an immediate lockdown and youth curfew. I have spoken to Eli Melky. He has spoken in those terms. So maybe now it's time for him to take on this role. So Matt must put away any ego that he has in the interest of his town. In fact, the only ego that I want him to have is an ego that says, I love this town, and for that reason, I'm walking. And I'm going to anoint someone who I believe has the skill sets that obviously I lack. And that's okay, Matt. That's all right. That's fine. Not everyone is a born leader. But right here, right now, do we ever need one? Yes, this has been episode 679, a Blind Magic Communications production.